Well, we're supposed to be the lucky country, but shockingly, 1 in 6 Australians can't afford basic hygiene like soap, which is especially vital during this pandemic to stay healthy. But a big-hearted Melbourne woman is working to change that. Kate Austin is the CEO of the charity Pinchapoo, and she joins us now. It's great to see you, Kate.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you are sunshine. Now, you started this charity because you were actually homeless when you were a teenager. What led to that? How did you end up on the street?
Yeah, so it was a very unexpected situation, actually, like most domestic violence escapes. I was living in a pretty dangerous situation of financial, emotional and physical abuse, and one night in particular, things escalated into a life-threatening situation for me, and I had to leave very, very quickly and ran past all the things that I thought would be very important to me, all the things I thought I would want to take, and instinctively just grabbed my toothbrush and left everything else behind and ran out the door just with my toothbrush. I think I needed to know that I could at least brush my teeth and feel better about myself.
Wow. Kate, when you do find yourself on your own and homeless and, you know, on the streets or sleeping rough or, you know, couch surfing or whatever, and you don't have access to things like feminine hygiene and other products, what does that do for your self-esteem and self-worth?
It's damaging. I mean, I went from being this girl, the girl who could, you know, confidently talk and you know, really stand up and contribute to the community around me. But I was the lead singer of the band at school. I had the lead role in the play and became very suddenly very drawn back from wanting to contribute and wanting to be part of anything. And it really did inhibit the way that I connected with the world around me very, very quickly.
So you came up with Pinchapoo. It's a great idea. Tell us about how it works.
Okay, so Pinchapoo is short for pincher shampoo, and we like to call it kind of a cheeky modern-day Robin Hood movement that encourages people to pinch their hotel toiletries. So
yes.
When you stay in a hotel, it is free to take, it is completely legal, and you can take those toiletries, and what we're able to do with those is a pretty special thing. So providing access for those 1 in 6 that go without in our lucky country, as you said, Sarah, and, you know, being able to fill that gap. And yeah, it's pretty powerful work.
Okay, this is awesome because I do like to take those things, but now I know that there are charities like yours that I can give it to. But Kate, you also do a lot of work with schools. It's heartbreaking to think that some girls are going to school without basic products.
Yeah, absolutely. Girls and boys, actually. So, yeah, for 1 in 6, it's a pretty dangerous statistic. So those kids go through exactly what I went through, and getting to schools is such an amazing way to reach those students and families who are otherwise falling through the gaps and just struggling to make ends meet. And when you've got $100 left to feed your family, that's what you do. You feed your family. And the first thing to go from your trolley is your pads, your tampons, your deodorants, your you know, your razors or whatever it is that makes you feel like you. It is the first thing to go. And
well, they're expensive. They're actually expensive when you're doing a weekly shop.
Absolutely. And so it makes sense to feed your family. So yeah, it's often the first thing to go. So those families who are struggling to feed their kids are also, yeah, struggling to provide those essentials as well.
Now, this week we're seeing 3,000 residents in those Melbourne public housing towers in forced lockdowns because of COVID. Did I spy some of your teams dropping some supplies off?
Yes, you did. Well done. Yeah,
good.
we always like to have a big conversation in these times. And when Dan Andrews announced this forced lockdown, I think like anything in the COVID pandemic, it hasn't had that nuts and bolts thought through. I mean, we've had to be quite reactive. Even businesses and any organisations had to be quite reactive in the way that we deal with things. But hygiene is never named as an essential. And as you said, you know, things like soap and hand sanitizer and things are more important than ever. So for us to be able to get down there and get these guys exactly what they need and start opening a conversation about making personal hygiene products an essential aid item is just so important.
How are you getting it up to the people in their apartments? Because a lot of people are saying that they haven't received any supplies. How do you know it's getting to the right people?
The doors are starting to, or the metaphoric doors are starting to open a little bit today with services and those nuts and bolts charities working on the ground really starting to make some pathways through. So I know that the residents have gone a few days without those sort of culturally appropriate things, but today that will start to flood through.
Well, if you would like to donate to this incredible charity, you can head to pinchapoo.org.au. Kate Austin, you are a rock star. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Kate.
Thanks for having me.
All right, stay with us. Up next, has Prince Harry upset the Queen? It's claimed his latest message takes aim at his own family. And soon, Tom Hanks is getting back on set after beating coronavirus. He's opening up on his return to public life. Then later, rocker John Stevens from Noiseworks tells us about how live entertainment is returning for Aussies. See you soon for all of that.